Hello and welcome to IBM Storage Defender. For today's tech tour, we're going to take a look at replication. This is replication between one data protection cluster and another data protection cluster. Here we launch into the data management service. This is the view of all the clusters. We're going to go look at a specific cluster where we have replication set up. In this case, we select that cluster from the all cluster list, in this case Defender, and then we're going to go look at the policies. As we look at the policies, we can see that we've got one here, daily backup, 14-day primary, and it has replication enabled. If we look, here's the replication setting. On every run, go ahead and perform replication and retain that for 30 days. If we go ahead and edit the policy to look at this a little bit more closely, it's just like any other policy. We would be able to come in here at time of creation or after the fact, go set the replication policy. We can have it replicate to a remote cluster or to Amazon. And then if it's going to a remote cluster, we choose the replication target from our list of available targets, set the run and retention, and then that's pretty much it. We would normally save it. In this case, it's already set, so we just cancel out. From here, we can then go look and see for that particular policy, our daily backup 14-day primary, I see that I've got a protection group called semi-prod, and it's been replicated as indicated by the icon there in the status column. If I go into semi-prod, I can look at the backup jobs that have already been run. I see that 35 of the objects are there and that they've been replicated successfully for the last few days. Going back to when we set up the replication job in the first case in this example. If we go look at the details of the job, we can see the VMs that were backed up as a part of this job, the data written, the data read, when the job for that particular VM was actually executed and the duration for that particular VM. We can look at the top here and where it says backups, we can also navigate to the replication tab. And there we see the replication status. We see the duration, when it was completed, the data transferred, the entries that changed, that type of information. So just basic attributes of what happened to support the replication of this data to the target. And then we can look through the list of the virtual machines in this case, because this is a VM backup protection group, and see what happened. So now if we back out of this, we can actually go look at the information from that replication target. In this case, it was going to ISDDP1, so that's my replication target. There we can go look at the data protection under the protection navigation. From there, if we look, we can find semi-prod in the list. We see that it's set as failover ready. This tells us, or is an indication that this is a replication target. Over on the right, we see the status that this is replicated data. So we also see that. Of note, we also see that the item didn't have a policy listed for it. Again, an indication that this is a replication target or the data from a replication. We can go into the job. We can see the VMs that are there. We can see the amount of data that's been read. We can go look at the replication. Again, we can see the replication status in terms of the data that was replicated, the VMs. We can see that everything's been completed. Those types of pieces of information or those attributes about the replication job itself. So as we've been able to demonstrate here, it's very easy to set up the policies, cause replication to occur just as a byproduct of the backup jobs running in the first place, and being able to look at the data from the replication target to see that it's successfully there and ready for use.